Alright, now look. In this video, we finna talk about what the rapture actually is. Now look, I'm finna fix this real quick. And hold on. Alright, now look. The rapture. Now in the Bible, they were talking about the rapture as like Jesus coming back and this, that, and the third. He's taking the chosen ones up to heaven, and the rest of them niggas getting burned in hell. And you know what I'm saying? Now, not that that's wrong, but that is actually, not that that's wrong or right, but that is actually, it's nothing of it is actually, it makes sense if you coming from like a perspective, if you like after I tell you on how it kind of is the same thing, but it's nothing the same on how the Bible describes it. Now look, now as I said, like in the Bible they talk about how Jesus coming back, taking the you know, the good chosen ones and this, that, and the third, and the rest of these niggas like going through 7 years of fucking bullshit or whatever that was. Now look, what the rapture really is the whole, not the whole humanity, but the humanity, the whole humanity moving into a different state of into a new age, and the age they're moving in is the age of Aquarius. Now this is what, and then as they move in, the whole humanity starts to wake up to programs and things and doctrines and things like that, and they start to get more and more access to the truth. Now, and that's when everybody starts going up. So it's going to be like a heaven on earth. If you're not already, if you're there, so it's going to be like you're still on earth. Nobody's not finna fucking go to heaven and all this other shit they're talking about. What's really going on is we're all going up to in the new world, and the new world deals with more like spirituality and shit like that, and it's more it's non-duality and shit like that. Non-duality, everything is not seen as physical, and people start to realize that we're not just physical, we're actually spiritual, and we have many lifetimes and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Now look, what happens is when you're heading into the new world, this is like what goes on during the rapture. You get new states of consciousness, and your consciousness starts to expand, and you start to realize things that that you didn't really realize before when you were stuck on the third dimensional consciousness, where you're looking at everything as physical, materialism, all this, that, and the third. Now so as you get these new states of consciousness, you start to realize, damn, I got many other bodies, and damn, I can travel into the future and shit like that. You start to realize more and more shit depending on how far you is on your spiritual journey. Now I'm finna touch on the higher self, but that's gonna be a separate video. But you start to be more in touch with your like your higher self. You start to be more realizing and having like, you get to notice certain spirits around you. So you get like I don't know if it's like discernment, but I want to say discernment. So you get to realize, okay, what spirit is influencing me, because you got to realize we're not so if we're not the body, then that should let you know, okay, if we're not the body, what's going on? It's something behind it. So it's the spiritual part. Now if you're a weak spiritual person, then you're going to be getting influenced by other spiritual beings, and you're going to be doing shit that you don't even want to do. Like I was talking to a girl, like, for example, I was talking to a girl, and she was like, I cut myself, and I was like, nah, you didn't cut yourself. Cause I said, I was like, what happened when you got done cutting yourself? And she was like, I regretted it. And I was like, you know why you regretted it? She's like, why? I said, cause that wasn't you. You got influenced by another spiritual entity, and he influenced you to do harm on yourself. It was another, because you was already in a low vibrational state. So once you did that harm on yourself, and after you got done doing that harm on yourself, you was like, and you got done and the pain was over, you like, damn. You like, why the fuck did I do that shit? Because that wasn't you. Like it was you. It was you making a conscious decision of, okay, I'm finna cut myself. But behind the scenes, um you were spiritually weak at the moment, and you were spiritually vulnerable, and that's when a lower dimensional being came in and had attacked you, and he was like, and influenced you with more thoughts and ideas like, yeah, nobody really don't even care about you, so you might as well just cut yourself and see if they care, like, little shit like that. So then once these, because your thoughts not yours, so you was already weak at the moment, you had holes inside your shit, and they came through, and that's when they influenced you to, cause y'all was like, they influenced you to cut yourself, and when you got done, you was like, damn, the fuck, cause your ass was, and you got influenced. Look, we're not the body. We're getting influenced by different spiritual entities and beings every single day. Whether you so it's like, it's up to you whether you're gonna get um now, when I say spiritual entities and things, don't get it confused like, oh, everything spiritual is bad or entities are bad. No, it's good spiritual beings and it's bad spiritual beings. Now, it's up to you where you want to resonate at. See, if you resonate at a lower vibrational state, then you're going to get influenced by negative spiritual beings. Now, why you think they say once you're trying to lead a life of sin, that's when the devil attack harder? Because it's not that the devil, well, over here I'm not really going to use the devil, but the negative, when you're trying to get out and you're trying to go back to a higher vibrational state, the negative entities don't like that, because they were feeding off your energy, and they don't want you to leave, because you don't realize, okay, because that's like you realizing in the spiritual realm, like, I'm finna go and like do some, like, go back to a higher vibrational state, right? So you realize that in the spiritual realm, and dude, I'm going so off topic, but right now, just bear with me. So in the spiritual realm, you're like, man, I'm finna raise up, and then the other spiritual beings like, man, look, you trying to go somewhere, and they trying to keep you down. That's why they attack harder. Now, if you're spiritually strong enough to handle it, then that's up to you or not. But that all depends. That all depends on the battle you're facing. See, everybody's different. Now, if you let these spiritual influences affect you, now look, these spiritual influences are not even going to affect you in ways that you even imagine. They're going to affect you in ways by the people, places, and things around you, whether it be the overall place you're around, because some spirits can have an effect on the whole entire neighborhood. Some spirits can have effect on the whole entire school. So you know what I'm saying? So everything different, everything not the same, you know what I'm saying? So it all depends on the battle you facing. Now look, back to this other shit, this rapture shit we talking about earlier. Now look, in the now if you're not aware of what's going on, you're being closed off to new ideals and things like that, then and you're not even updating yourself, and you're getting distracted by mindless entertainment and things like that. And because this is the time where information is very important, and without information is important, and is way more important than money. I swear to God, you can't tell me, because you can have money, but without the information, you don't know what to do with that shit. So it's better to have information and then get money, besides get the money, blow that shit, and then get information. You know what I'm saying? Because if you would have had information to begin with, you would have already been updated with this shit. Now look, though, fuck all that other shit. Now look, you need to really be updated, and you need to knock out mindless distractions, whether that be social media, this, that, and the third, and games, video games, and shit like that. Now, I would say this is not even a time to be playing video games on some real shit. Now, if you're the type of person who just play now this is where I say it depends, because if you're the type of person who's always into video games, like all the fucking time, and you're just in video games all the time, then you're going to get left behind, my nigga. Now, if you're the type of person who has like a working life balance, and you work and you use video games as a way to detox and not take life too serious, okay, then you're good. But you still have to make sure that you're being updated with the game. Now, if you're using video games and you don't have anything external from video games like a real actual life, and because it's how you get the term of a no life, because you just own that shit all day. Now, but if you got a real life and you just hop on the video game every now and then just to chill, mellow out and shit like that, okay, then you're good. But if you're hopping on that shit and you ain't really got no life outside of this video game, then you're gonna have to get updated with the game, bro. Now look, you gotta be open and things and new information and shit like that. Now I'm not talking about information from politics and all that other bullshit. I'm talking about information from that's like crucial, like spiritual shit, consciousness shit, all types of information that's beneficial to your personal self. Because if you don't hop on, it's kind of like a train. If you niggas don't hop on this train, bro, this shit is taking off, bro. Real shit. Now, if you do hop on this train, and you get you a seat, and you do hop on this spiritual train, and you find you a seat on here, and you know what I'm saying, you get your reserve tickets and all that other shit, then you gonna be you're straight. Now, if you're the type of person who's always late, you know what I'm saying, this play do what plays out in the physical realm plays out in the spiritual realm. If you're the type of person that's always on time and shit like that, okay, then you might be on time with this new spiritual shift that's going on. You're gonna already have your spiritual ticket to the fifth dimension. You're gonna already be having your first class ticket, this, that, and the third. Now, if you're a person who's always late, running late, this, that, and the third, now you see this shit plays out. You running late, you pulling up late, you drive slow, you get there late as hell. Then in the spiritual realm, you probably doing the same shit. You ain't even gonna be hopping on this trend. Not trend. This ain't a trend, but this a train. This spiritual train. And you may be the type of person to book your spiritual tickets to the fifth dimension late, and you know what I'm saying. So you may have to wait for new days, aka like new days for the new tickets to come out, aka you might have to redo certain tribulations and shit in your life that you wasn't getting the first time, so you can finally get your ticket, aka getting your paperwork in and shit like that. And then you may be, you know what I'm saying, I'm telling you, you gonna be late, so everybody else already here, and you just not pulling up and shit like a nigga who just not pulling up to the party and shit. You one of these type of motherfuckers, but in the spiritual realm, nigga. But anyway, like, fuck all that other shit though. But as I was saying though, not everyone is coming to the new earth, because now I'm not saying in a way like I don't want anybody to come, or it's not me controlling no gates or anything. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm saying it because people are stuck in their old ways. See, everybody can come onto this new shift if everybody just be open and consume information that they actually need. But some people are going to be still lost in old doctrines, old programs and shit like that, and they're never going to get out, because they might even be stuck into a spiritual routines and patterns or a spiritual cage, because they're always doing the same things every day, and the shit they're doing is not it's it's hindering them from actually going forward. So they're just stuck doing the same shit over and over again. And after a while, they won't even see it. They've been doing the same shit over and over again. They don't even see no other way of doing things. They don't even, you know what I'm saying, or anything new or information that they receive. They're going to be closed off about it. Now, these are the type of people who will not go. Now, in order to get there to the new 5D Earth shit on this train and shit, you will have to go within yourself. Now this will be you will have to be alone. Now, another reason why everybody not coming, everybody can't be alone. Majority of the people cannot be alone. They always have to have something going. They can't just sit there and just think about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, you gotta think about everybody out here. majority of people is fucking fake. They're just living lives that's they not even free. They're living lives that's not even them because they're just so stuck on the flesh and shit, living through the flesh type shit. So when it's time for them to sit back and and um and just chill, they can't chill. They gotta call somebody. They gotta be on Instagram. They gotta listen to music. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why everybody not coming, because you have to be alone, like, especially if you like one of the first people to get your first class plane tickets to the far of the earth. Then bro, you're gonna be alone like 24/7. I mean, I'm not gonna say you're gonna be used to it though, but it's gonna suck because you're gonna try to talk to other people and they're going to be stuck on the 3D earth or you're on the 5D earth. So it's kind of like, what the fuck y'all finna talk about? This nigga talking about shoes and Jordans and fucking Ethica draws while you're talking about spaceships, consciousness, and fucking aliens and shit like that. So y'all don't mix. So it's just like, it's going to be a lot of aloneness for a little minute too, by the way. But I mean, like I said though, only the strong survive. Survival of the fittest, boy.